Hello, everybody. The Nameless Narcissist here once again. A simple man diagnosed with NPD, trying to tell you about what goes on in my head and share some of my knowledge on narcissistic personality disorder. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and maybe TikTok. TikTok's just like clips from here, though, so I don't know if that's worth it. Keep in mind, I'm no clinician, so I can only speak to my own experiences and the things I read. But I hope you enjoy regardless. So, a little while back, I found this, it was something called the Pathological Narcissistic Inventory, which is a way better test of pathological narcissism than anything I've read. Like, I'm pretty sure the main facets are like, it has both the grandiose and vulnerable facets. If you are it's really interesting because if you're borderline, you'll basically have the bottom ones only, the vulnerable facets. But narcissists will have both grandiose and vulnerable ones, as I talked before. A little bit of tangent there, but anyways. So I was talking to one of my buddies because I had him take it because I kind of like sending my friends tests like that just to see what they score like and see how like different it is because I'm always, my scores are always fucking off the charts in terms of narcissism and other pathological thinking. And I noticed that his grandiosity was a little high. I think it was grandiosity or it was like something. It might have been entitlement or exploitation, something like that. I don't remember. But I was like, yo, bro, why is that so high? That's weird. I've never seen that in you before. It wasn't those things. It was something. It was some facet. And he was like, oh, well, like sometimes because he was talking about his weight, this is his words, not mine, that because actually, I don't remember what his words were, whatever. Because I'm overweight, I can get like defensive basically. And I was like, oh my God, I just found the best way to describe pathological narcissism. Are you guys ready? So take the thing you are by far the most insecure about, right? Whether it be your weight, a hobby, the way you look, whatever. And think about when somebody criticizes that or says something that can be construed as criticizing that, right? How do you react? Like, you might get defensive. You might kind of shut down. You might then get real quiet. You might even get angry, right? So take that thing that you are most insecure about, and instead of that being what you're insecure about, make that thing that you're most insecure about the only thing about you. That yourself is what you're that insecure about. And I say the most insecure because for it to get to narcissism at these pathological levels, that's effectively what it has to get to exhibit these responses. I mean, think about it. Think about every behavior a narcissist has and how that can relate to something you're insecure about. Like, you might, like, let's take grandiosity. You might be like, you might, like, try to basically pretend that you're not insecure about it, right? You might be like, oh, that doesn't bother me. Like, you're just stupid, blah, blah, blah. I'm not insecure, right? Constant need for validation. I'm sure you guys would ask somebody, maybe not constantly, but like pretty frequently, like, oh, I don't like this thing I'm insecure about. That's not true, right? Like, you don't think it's true, right? Blah, blah, blah. Entitlement. You may be entitled you may feel entitled for people to either reassure you or not to criticize it. Hypersensitivity to criticism, that one's kind of obvious. If somebody insults something that you're insecure about, obviously it's a little bad. Interpersonal exploitativeness. Okay, that's the one that I don't know if I could tie this to. I guess, I don't know. Narcissism is usually more associated with emotional exploitation than like physical exploitation. Like they're not gonna rob you usually. I guess, I don't know, trying to manipulate somebody into reassuring you, maybe? I'm not sure. That one I'm not quite sure about. Being envious of others. Envious, or believing others are envious of you. That one's a little bit harder to tie in. But I mean, obviously you'd be envious of somebody if they have a quality that you lack. A quality that you're insecure about, and they have. I'm honestly really excited about this realization. I think this is one of the best ways that I can even imagine to describe pathological narcissism. And as I said before, it's all about self-hate. It's all about shame. It's all about insecurity. And so naturally, like if you're insecure about literally everything, you're going to react as somebody who's insecure about one thing would to everything. Because I can't tell you one thing I'm not insecure about. People will comment on how much I fix my hair. That's not because I'm like so self-absorbed. Why I'm so self-absorbed, but so I'm like, oh yeah, like look at me. No, it's because I'm constantly like, fuck, my hair looks bad. I need to fix it. Like right now, I'm like, oh, it's a little bit smaller on this side. I need to make it even. I need to make it like flow right, etc., etc. Fuck, now I messed it up again. I'll fucking pick at my fucking face looking in the mirror for like hours, like trying to like, being like, considering like, oh, do I need a haircut? Does my facial hair look okay? I'll fucking stare at my body in the mirror. When I was a kid, I like, you can see like 2 moles on my neck. Seriously, don't look at those. I'm super insecure about those. I would literally fucking, I'd put fucking rubbing alcohol and lemon juice and shit, anything to try to get rid of them because I was so fucking insecure about it. I just want to be perfect. God damn, I don't even want to show those now. Don't look at me. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to not like let people look at me. I assume like half of you don't watch me talk and just like put it on the background when I do something else. If you guys don't, that'd be, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be weird. I am pretty, but like, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't have the attention span to just watch me talk for a while. But yeah, it's like since this is so defensive in nature, that's basically what this pathological grandiosity is. It's like, oh, like, fuck it. Like, your guys' standard of what's good is illegitimate. I think that, like, I'm actually better than everybody. I can also see people using that as kind of a crux for, like, if you're insecure about something and instead you kind of make a almost pathological worldview about that thing in order to feel better about it. Like, somebody who's, like, straight up an alcoholic just saying, oh, I like this denial here. Somebody who's an alcoholic basically being like, oh no, I just like to party. I can stop anytime I want. Classic narcissistic behavior, denial. Like literally contingent self-esteem. You may feel better about it when other people are saying that it's fine, and you may feel worse about it when people aren't. You may like be overreactive to people's implications, right? I mean, if you're I'm sorry I keep using overweight as an example. I'm not trying to rat on fat people. Fuck. I'm not trying to rat on people who are overweight. It's just the first thing that comes to mind because of the conversation I had with my buddy. That's actually Seth, by the way. A lot of you guys know him now. Like, you may be, like, somebody, let's say that, like, you're about to go out and somebody's like, oh, I'm not sure about that dress or whatever, or suit or clothes. And you may take that as, oh man, he's implying that I'm fat, blah, blah, blah. And again, get defensive about it, even if there isn't, or broody or whatever, even if there isn't a good grounding for that. I can literally think of examples all day probably. Comparing yourself to people, right? And that has to do with envy, I imagine. Like when you're insecure about something, you're probably like more often than you would be otherwise, comparing yourself to other people to make yourself feel better. It's like, okay, well, like, I may be poor, but like I'm not as poor as that guy, or like stuff like that. All right. Trying to think of more facets. I mean, again, I think I already mentioned hiding the self. I mean, obviously you would try to hide your insecurities. Try to hide like the insecurities themselves too. Narcissists actually do physically hide themselves when they feel ashamed, when they get into a vulnerable state, very often. I mean, this isn't a universal thing, obviously, but like, I know when I get like ashamed, I will basically hide in my room for like a day. Basically, like, nobody can look at me. I don't want anybody to see me like this. I'm pathetic right now. You may get really down on yourself for that insecurity of yours. So look, we are a little bit all narcissistic. Y'all are copying me. Y'all are using my defenses. You know, I really hope that like this is relatable in how people handle their insecurities. Because like, if this metaphor just is not the same, fuck, I have just made a very worthless video. Well, we'll see. I'm about to upload this. Yeah, surprise, surprise. I usually don't pre-record. I just do it the fucking day of because I always get like, I'm always like put it off mainly because my roommate keeps interrupting me. Yeah, that's just going to be a per video thing now. I'm just going to mention. That's going to be a staple of this channel. My roommate always interrupts me. Anyways, hope you all have a good day. Take your fucking meds.